Thank you, John. Good evening, folks. As mentioned earlier, Al Gonzales. This is my son, Albert Gonzales, right? I think you named it after me. That was my wife's fault, not me. So, anyway, I'd like to tell you about my first cruise. That's what I'm going to call tonight's speech. My first cruise. Okay. And by the way, that was all on your expense, taxpayers' expense. So, all right. In 1951, I completed my boot camp, my infantry training, and my tank training out in California. From there, we were shipped down to San Diego, and there was a troop ship sitting at the pier there, and they brought us all down. We had 1,500 Marines going. We get down to the ship, and we get there, and there's a line of guys just lining the rails up there. Little did we realize they were Army guys. The ship had just come down from Washington State with 3,500 Army guys on it, right? And now we got 1,500 Marines, so now we have a total of 5,000 servicemen on this one ship. And it wasn't a cruise ship, it's like a big king-size freighter, right? So we get there, we go on, and we're marching onto the ship. And the Army guys roll up on the rails up there, yelling down insults at us. You're not in the parade, Marines, go back where you came from, put your uniforms on, because they used to seeing Marines in the dress blues. We had all our military equipment on. And good-natured insults. They got throwing shit all over the side of us. So we get on a ship there, and I get on there, we get assigned, and in our bunk area where we slept, the Army was on first, so they got all the good compartments. Us, the Marines there, we were down into the back of the ship, the stern, and there was the propeller shafts down there. So every time the ship is going, you're going to hear that noise all night long. The beds were 6 high. The guys up on the 6th level of the bed had to climb a ladder. So they get up there, and 5, 4, and 3. So they told me before I got on there, Gonzales, you got a little seniority here. Take the second bunk. I said, no, I'd rather have the first one here. No, because those guys coming down, they use that to step on to get off. Take the second one. So that's when I took the second one, my seniority, and all that. And now here's what you got to imagine: 1,500 guys in a room just a little bigger than this here, the whole area here. Imagine that. Bad breath and fart. All night long. That's how you get here. So you're better off sleeping outside than out there in fresh air. After that, then we had the chow line, they call it. Breakfast, lunch, and supper. And you're out in the middle of the ocean, so they got nothing to do but eat and get suntanned, right? But the Marines know we had to do 7:30 in the morning up there, exercise, running around the deck, saying, oh my God, what the frick are these guys doing? They're going to get enough running in Korea. No, but that's how the Marines were in those days. Keep you in shape. Then we'd have what they call the dry run with the rifles. We had our rifles, no ammunition though. And we had to lay there on the deck and shoot at imaginary targets out there with no bullets. But it was just to keep you in shape, that you know what to do. The closer we got to Japan, then they started issuing bullets so we could shoot at fish out there if we could find them, just to make sure your weapon worked. So we went through that routine with them. And one day on there, somehow I lost my dog tags. And one day I got the call on the ship's radio, Private Gonzales report to this office upstairs. I go there and they said, Gonzales, what'd you lose? I didn't lose nothing. How about that? That's my dog tags there. He said, you need these where you're going, because your name, your religion, your blood type, and your serial number was all stamped on this dog tag. So if anything ever happened to you over there, they wouldn't know where you are. If you needed blood, they wouldn't know what kind of blood to give you. So like somebody found them and turned them in. I said, who? He said, we don't know, we just found them in here. So I'm standing in line one afternoon getting lunch, and I feel myself being pushed in the back. I said, the line is moving slow, buddy, what can I do? I look down, and on the floor I see a pair of army shoes. I said, oh, this don't look good. This guy wants to fight for no reason. It ain't my fault the line ain't moving. He pushes again. I turn around and say, hey, buddy. I turn around, who is it? a guy I went to high school with. I just graduated a year before with him out of high school, and here he is on the same ship. But now he's in the Army, though. And he said he's going to Japan, Yokohama. And I said, well, I'm going to Korea. He said, I know, the Marines are going there. So they left the Army guys off at Yokohama, and they brought the Marines down to Kobe. And Kobe, that was our last stop before Busan. At Kobe, we had to take everything we owned, put it in a bag, only military equipment, woolen clothes, everything military. If you had any other stuff there, leave it behind because you can't use it. Leave it to the Japanese or whoever else you want to give it to, but leave it there. So we put 1,500 sea bags in this warehouse, stacked them alphabetically and everything like that. And the guy said, if you're lucky, you'll come back next year and pick them up. Because the Marines, when we went to Korea, we had a 1-year tour of duty. You only got out of there if you were wounded or killed. And after 1 year was up, almost to the day, get back, pick up your sea bag and back to the States again. All right, so we did that. We stacked them in there. And all that did, they gave us 3 days leave in Kobe. Because we're going to Busan now, right to Korea. And this is your last 3 days of whatever, live, right? With drinking. And one funny incident, to me it was funny, but the poor Japanese rickshaw driver wasn't. We got a rickshaw, we piled 3 guys in it. Here's a little Japanese guy with this big, trying to drag 3 fairly well-developed Marines up a hill. He asked me to go up the hill. No, he wanted to go down the hill, no, go up the hill. The poor guy was in love with the struggles and all that. We fell subside, we jumped out and we pushed it up the top there. That's, when you're young, you think you're breaking balls, which we were, you know.
Yeah.
So, after that, the ship ride was uneventful, and we were getting to Korea, and they said, okay, come up on the deck now, and they gave us 8 bullets each. Now you got to get 5-year rifles. We want to make sure they work when you get there now, so we just shot at various junk out in the ocean there and all that, just to make sure our weapons fired and all that. So that was it there. But to me, it was an adventure. I was only 19 years old. I'd never been in the Orient. I'd never seen an Asian. In Fort Lee, in Jersey, where I come from, we had a Chinese laundry there. We don't know if they're real Chinese or what, but they call it Chinese laundry. We do your shirts and all that stuff, you know. And the woman looked Chinese, so we figured she was Chinese. Like, why would they call it Chinese laundry? In no time at all, I've seen all the slant-eyed people I'll never see in my life. But I live in Jersey now, which everybody knows where it is, I guess. In my area where I live, where I was born, it's now 35% Korean. My town where I live is 33% Korean. And Palisade Park, the next town, is like 60% Korean. Korean mayor, Korean cops, Korean everything. So, no problem with those people. They took good care of us. Which I mentioned once before when I was here. The Korean government invites me and the other Korean veterans back on their dime, we don't pay a dime, to see their country. And every 5 years we go back, something new there. That building we seen 5 years ago is down now, they got a new one there. They're just so modern. Unfortunately, it makes New York look sick, as far as cleanliness goes. All right, folks? And it's nice to see you all again. Right? Happy to meet you. Right?